This is a Thor News presentation. Thor News presents Game Over, man. The Federal Reserve wins America. USA Today. As the central bank celebrates its 100th anniversary, here's a look forward and back. The Federal Reserve will commemorate its centennial on Monday. President Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act on December 23, 1913, creating the Fed. Hey, thanks, Woodrow! The milestone comes at a pivotal moment in history, with the central bank preparing to unwind the trillions of dollars in easy money. Trillions of dollars in easy money it has pumped into the economy since the 2008 financial crisis. And when it says economy, it means banks and stock market. To unwind the trillions of dollars in easy money it has pumped into the banks and the stock market. Because what better way to fix problems than easy money, America, right? If you ain't got to pay that shit back, it's beyond easy. But you know what? I'm not here to bag on the Federal Reserve. Wanna know why? Because they won. Hands down, they defeated America in a flawless victory. By controlling the currency and the rule of law, they have become our masters. And I enjoy being alive as much as the next guy, especially when knowing the 99% of people who are up in arms, or were up in arms, over the Duck Dynasty scandal, or the Miley Cyrus scandal. 99% of those people have no clue what quantitative easing is. They have no clue what 0% interest rates are. They have no clue what derivatives are. They have no clue that for every single dollar of national debt, banks can create $9 of credit. They're clueless. Though the truth of the matter is, if a discussion about economics comes up, they'll start talking like they'd studied it for years and decades, and they are economic geniuses, and they'll tell you exactly what is wrong with economics and the economy. You know, we got too many poor people, entitlement people, food stamps. Yeah, dude, okay. I'm sure that $200 billion a year dwarfs the $20 trillion a year we're pumping out. The guys already have billions. But hey, rich bank, quantitative easing is basically food stamps for super rich people. Hey, who am I to judge? Well, they've gone through quantitative easing 1, quantitative easing 2, quantitative easing 3, and quantitative easing forever. The stock market has skyrocketed. Granted, unemployment's been pretty stagnant, flatline, wages going down, everything. But you know what? At least the stock market's going up, right? That's good. I mean, who can fight the beast? Who can fight the Federal Reserve? Who can fight stock markets? Does the economy work for people, or do people work for the economy? I don't know. That's an interesting question. You know what's interesting about the 0% interest rate? Like, let's say you borrow $100 billion from the Federal Reserve at the 24-hour window at 0% interest. And you turn around and you buy like a 2-year treasury bill for 2%. I think that's like $4.5 billion of easy money with 0% chance of losing anything. Am I right? Someone check my math. Anyway, yeah, so in the late 1920s, 1930s, Fed blunders fueled the Great Depression. Did you know that? Oh well. So yeah, on the 100th anniversary of the Federal Reserve, and 5 years into 0% interest rates, and then pumping money straight in the stock market, basically. I mean, think about it. We've been spending $85 billion a month buying up mortgage-backed securities, which are financial instruments where they take, like, let's say you have a loan for your house, which is $100,000. They take that loan and they chop it up into 100 pieces. And then they take one piece out of like 10,000 loans and they put it all together like a super Frankenstein debt burrito. And then they pump that thing into some $1 million super Apple PC Mac Linux computer, which shows that it will return like 8% interest over a 30-year span. And then they sell it to the markets or Freddie and Fannie Mae or I don't know. And what happens is they turn out to be total turds and that supercomputer was wrong. So then, through quantitative easing, the Federal Reserve has to basically buy those worthless notes at face value so the banks don't go under. So that's where we're at. After 5 years, the Federal Reserve is going to be able to turn the spigot back of easy money and flooding liquidity 10%. Because maybe now after 5 years, the banks have gotten 10% of all those bad assets off their books. And, I mean, I guess technically we have to thank the Federal Reserve because at this point, who else would be buying our debt? You know? I mean, a lot of countries aren't happy with us and don't really trust our fiscal or monetary policy. I mean, who's going to trust a government that shuts itself down for no reason? You know? So, I guess, yeah, at this point, that the Fed economy would totally crater. And that's why they win. They got us where they want us. They outsmarted everybody. Anyway, God bless everyone. I guess all this too must pass. Sorry I don't get preachy very often, but, it's the 100th anniversary of the Federal Reserve. What am I supposed to do, man? I used to be real vocal and passionate and obsessed with economics long before I was passionate and vocal about astronomy. To preach to other fellow Christians that like, hey man, I think love of money might be the root of all evil. So take that, combine it with love God above all else and love your neighbor as your brother. And then you might be able to see straight spiritually. But nah, I got overrun by the greed is okay Christianity that's really dominated for like the last 13 years. All right, you guys win too. Federal Reserve sanctioned Christianity. Yay. All right, Merry Christmas. God help us all. Game over, man.